um, large gatherings with people and school back in session and all, we don't know what that is going to look like. So right now, people are looking at a week out, 2 weeks out, 4 weeks out, but you're in a situation where you're planning for August and back to school, and actually you have in your June your tech time event. So what does the future look like for you and Rio Rancho and the district's education in general are you feeling right now?
Um, so a lot of things have changed. Of course, we had to hurry up and get a filter in place for our equipment to go home, so we could follow the SIPA law for students. It was very, very important to me that we had something in place because we don't send devices home, so that wasn't part of our Rio Rancho plan. So we had to hurry that up. We got that done in a week. Um, Bought the software, got it loaded, sent it out to all the Chromebooks. So that was very difficult to do, but our network team is amazing. They got that going. So that was number one problem for me was is I won't send home Chromebooks with a student if I don't have the right filters in place. And so making sure that was in place. Another thing that we did prior to this that thank goodness we started this, but we started an app review process a long time ago of making sure we're following student privacy laws and COPA and getting parent consent for 13 and under. So some of the things we've been doing prior to this have helped us with a smooth transition. And I do a whole session with people on how to protect student privacy online. And luckily, I had just finished with my last site, going to their site, speaking to them about it and what our plan looks like with parent consent and COPA, and that was in place. So we of course then we had to tear apart Chromebooks and disinfect them and whatnot, and that was probably the hardest thing we've done. And then we get them out to parents. And one of the things we've noticed is it's hard to communicate with parents online. They don't have the right technology, they don't have the right Wi-Fi, and so we're working with local businesses to put up Wi-Fi around Rio Rancho to help more of our communities that do not have anything. So it's been kind of amazing, and I think it's good to have those things in place for the future because if this happens again, we're going to be ready because we're doing things that need to be in place anyway. Putting more towers by the libraries, putting more towers out in our royal area. I can't say that word. Sorry. Part of our areas that don't have things. Our school sites, we have parking lots that have Wi-Fi in them, so you can park in our parking lot and connect to our Wi-Fi. So it's been a huge learning curve, and we already had online registration. That's nice, but now we're dealing with how do you turn in documents without email. So HIPAA, FERPA, all of those new, not new, but let's make sure we're following all those laws. So I think that we're prepared in that sense, and we're working through some of those problems. It's been a nightmare, but the best thing is that while my ed techs are working on and the technicians, we have 13 technicians. While they're working on getting the Chromebooks ready and disinfected and out to students and parents to use, and we have Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi hotspots, and we worked with Sparklight, who's providing Wi-Fi in the homes for parents. While they're doing all of that, we didn't have time to teach the teachers. And so Ludo is actually woven in there with our process. We have online training too. So while we're doing that, they have a way to go and get the training they need without always relying on just us. And so it's been an integral part of how we're actually doing this whole plan. It's been tough, but we're getting there. I think we're doing all right. Some days I think we're not, but some days we are. And it's pretty exciting though. It's good to see we have a great team, and they're all coming together. And we were delivering internet kits to homes just on Monday. We were taking them and putting them on the doorstep and helping our families, and we're rocking it. I have to tell you, we really are. So it just all kind of came together, and and it's a great team. I work with some great people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say, based on the conferences or the conversations we've had with a lot of districts, you guys are in really good shape. You're a decent larger size district, which I think sometimes can make it a bit harder to respond to these types of situations. And
Yeah.
and you have, and you had a great plan, and it sounds like you have a plan for the future. Given the uncertainties, you'll be ready, and I think that's where a lot of educators are looking at it right now. Is we may not have been ready. A lot weren't ready at all, especially in
Right.
comparison to everything that you have done. Um,
Hmm.
but now they're looking over the next few months and saying, so how are we going to do it differently? Last question I'll ask is there anything differently that we could do for you, or is there anything that we can do now to better support you, to better support your team?
No, I mean, you guys have been phenomenal. I email you and you respond right away. You fix everything I've asked, and probably I have the rights to fix it. I just haven't had time to stop to see how to fix it. So that's been amazing. I appreciate that. I appreciate the support. I, typically we'll learn a program um, and have more time to learn it. And in this case, we did not have a lot of time. And so I just did an Aludo training with my instructional coaches virtually last week on how to approve achievements. And so I got them on board now. I didn't have them on board yet. So now CNI is coming on board and they're helping. And of course, my ed techs, I did maybe a 10-minute training with them and they just picked it up. So that's the beauty of working with technology people. It's easier to train them. But every time I call you guys, you help me. I say there's a broken link, it's fixed within a couple hours. It's amazing. I appreciate all of the support. It's been helpful during this time. We don't have time. And unfortunately, when you guys have asked me, can you talk? I've said no because we're running around. But I think we're probably going to slow down a little bit until things start breaking, and then we'll get back to work
I hope you have a little bit of time to slow down. That would
again.
be good.
I'm hoping
Yeah.
for a breather for just give me one day. But while we're talking, I got 45 emails, 45, and I had already cleared it out. So it's interesting having everybody at home. We're probably the most popular department in Rio Rancho. IT has become popular.
You
It's
are the
fun.
hub. And I think one of the coolest things is we talk all the time about technology and how you can use technology to the benefit of the classroom, to the benefit of the instruction. And
Right.
now teachers are seeing it. I also think
Mhm.
it's pretty amazing that on the front line, there's such a spotlight now on healthcare providers and first responders and education. Everyone really, it's really opened their eyes to truly understand how much you put into these kids and the families
Right.
and everybody's well-being. So I think it's in a bad situation, it's been a good thing for people to really understand how hard of a job you guys have dealing with these kids every day, day in and day out.
Mhm.
And now the parents are going, wait a minute, when can we
Mhm.
get these kids back in
I
school?
love that though. I love that the teaching profession is getting the respect they deserve. We have very hardworking teachers, and it's amazing to me that we've got um, some people out there going, "Oh my gosh, we really miss you," and we didn't realize the challenge you had for the ADD kids or the kids that need alternative assignments and all of those things and writing new IEPs for the digital world. Our special ed group they're just amazing. They're calling every single person on their caseload, rewriting their IEPs, calling and talking to parents on the phone and supporting them and asking them, how can we support you? Do you need equipment? Do you need Wi-Fi? And so I believe that teachers are amazing people. And of course, I'm not just saying that because I'm a teacher. I just think that we work with the best people. I think that in terms of do they want to help people? Do they care? Absolutely. They're doing everything they can to help these students. And it's amazing to me. And I have two kids in our district, and they're on video chats with their teachers every day. They're getting quality instruction. Um, they're getting hard stuff because they'll say, "Mom, this is hard," and so they're not goofing off. They're actually working, and I have a schedule. They work from 8 to 12. My two kids, you haven't seen them because they work. They have to do their work, and now they adjusted easier than the adults did, but they're doing really well. But I am fortunate to have Wi-Fi, and so that's what we want to make sure that it's equal, or at least equitable across our district So those babies that don't have Wi-Fi, that we're giving them the same opportunity that we're giving the other students in our district, and that's probably been the biggest thing that I'm working on, is making sure it's as equal as we can get it. That's hard.
Absolutely. Well, you're doing an amazing
Yeah,
job.
yeah,
We're
it's tough.
very fortunate to partner with you, and thank you for your time today, especially you're not feeling
Thank
well.
you.